Greetings, gnomish comrades. Gnomes is finally out. This is a great tower defense game. If you don't know it, stick around and let me show you. Now, in addition to the campaign where you unlock all of the different guilds and environments, we also have the daily run and the random run. These are really nice little challenges that are the same for everyone. There's leaderboards, there's all that stuff. But of course, first, let's go for the campaign. So there's a bunch of different guilds of your gnomes, but this just sort of decides your starting loadout. And as the game progresses, you can always go in whatever direction you would like to go. We're going to start with the rogues because they're kind of the most basic, simple thing. And then we're going to go with the forest, our core environment. So this is a tower defense game with amazing elements. I don't know if that's the final term that we've all decided on as a community, but I've seen a couple different tower defense games get advertised like that. So what it basically means is that we are placing down different things, including gnomes and buildings, and that actually changes the path of the enemies that are headed towards our home. So part of the construction is also creating the path, which is really cool. Because in a traditional tower defense game, you're usually just putting down towers at a set path. And here, part of the strategy is also making sure that our path is good, that we sort of like force them to walk in a specific way, which I think is really exciting. So we've got a very basic couple mechanics. You need to provide housing for your gnomes. You need to get your gnomes. The gnomes can actually be moved around freely. And then also you need to have some kind of income. Now the basic one is the sunflower. It can be put on fertilized soil only. So you can see here it works, here it doesn't. Very nice. I'm going to put it right there. And there's actually other stuff. We can go look over here. The tutorial isn't telling us to go here, but I'm going here because I'm a rebel. I'm a free spirit. Let's take a look. So we have a couple interesting things here. So one of the things that you can buy is new placeables. So like the lantana, who knows? This is just basically a thorn that the enemy walks through and gets injured. Then we have different crops and stuff like that. Now the lotus is really cool. You can put it on swamps and it actually grows, it like expands. So if we were on the swamp map, this would be pretty dope. But honestly, over here it's pretty dope as well. I think I'm gonna buy the lotus and I'm just gonna put it right there. First, let's see what else we have. Stones can be moved. Oh, that's fun. Moving stones, moving crops and hedges. And when goblins destroy things, immediately refund them. These are all very interesting. So in the shop, you'll find things that can change how your game works, as well as just new placeables and stuff. So I'm going to put this lotus over here. And we're just going to hope that one goblin is enough to kill these. So these will be spawned. It's really cool. Each like spawner will show you the health, the rate of spawning, the speed of the goblins, and how many goblins there are. And so we're just going to see. This should be, because this one does 1 damage and hits pretty quickly. There you go. There you go. And our lotus is expanded. And each of these lotus flowers gives us 1 gold per day. So for the cost of 9 gold, we've put down 1 and now we already have 5. It's wonderful. So we have a +6 up here. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. So now the spawner has moved. It's again the same thing. We're going to just move our gnome down here. We're going to check in here. Now we don't have a lot of money, so that's a thing, but we can still look. Ice scepter. That's new. Makes ground into ice. Goblins can turn on ice. That's pretty fun. Swamp boots is nice. I mean gum boots, so that they can stand in the swamps. Wheat. I don't like wheat very much. And then yams. Yams are cheap, but they do, yams expand, like lotus. But they only have a 50% chance of giving you gold. It could still be smart. We could just put down a yam and let it take over this land. And that could be a nice little, you know, we could do that. Let's do it. Hi, Miss Yam. Wonderful. All right, next. Look at him slice. Look at him slice. And you could maybe see in the bottom left as he was killing those, this gnome was getting experience. And now he's leveled up. He's level 2, and so he does 2 damage instead of 1 damage. The other thing that you can see here is that the pathing is taking the goblins, I almost said gnomes, through our lotus. So we can actually try and affect this, but they're gonna go through them one way or the other unless we have... If we did this, this forces them to go around, which could be good. This could be a good strategy. First, let's check the shop. So we have toilet paper, which just means that a gnome, wherever your gnomes stand, they create fertile soil at the end of the turn, which is kind of fun. Then we have coffee. Coffee is essentially like gold, like the regular sunflower, but it also, if a gnome is next to it, it gets less cooldown and it stacks. So you can make like super gnomes with this. Then we've got dynamite, which just lets you blow something up for 1 gold. So like anything from like a tree to a building to a rock. And rice, which is like a sunflower, but for swamp. But we already have the lotus. I think we don't have to buy anything at the moment. We just see these have 2 health. We have 1 gnome that actually does enough damage. So this is going to be fine. We can actually save our gold, see if there's any big purchases we need to make next turn. Also, every turn, new land is discovered. And you can see that goblins will go, they have a certain preference for how they're going to navigate. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try and go in a straight line. Of course, that's almost never possible. They're going to go in a straight line to the garden shed. Next, unless they are specific types of goblins, which are like lumberjack goblins, they are going to avoid trees. Over here, the only reason they're going through that tree is because there is no other way for them to get to the house. So they're going to need to go through a tree one way or the other, so they're going to go through there. And actually the same is for gnomes. They're not going to go through gnomes. If you put a gnome here, they are going to go through this gnome and they will kill the gnome. So it's really, really important that you're kind of aware of how different goblins are pathing and where they're planning to go. And you can really create like very intricate routes, but you can never 100% shut them off. If you try that, it just won't work. They will find a way around it. All right, let's just go. These just have 2 health as opposed to 1. And I think our gnome is going to kill them. He gets sliced. And look, he's getting 2 XP per kill. Nice. Very nice. Now these are baby gnomes, baby goblins. So baby goblins are basically the same as a regular goblin, but they're a little bit faster and they spawn much faster. So 1 single gnome probably won't cut it anymore. So at this point, literally cut it because they've got knives. So we're probably going to want to put that down. Let's see. Sunflowers have an additional 33% chance of producing an additional gold. That's pretty fun. Dirtomancer's wand. These wands are new. These wands, I don't think were in the demo when I was playing. Ooh, Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold can be nice at the start. The sooner you get it, the better, because it will give you 1 gold per day, 3 gold per day, and then for each gnome you have 1 less gold. So at the start, or even if you're just doing like a solo gnome run, 1 gnome can, like, you know, it'll just give you 2 gold per day just from having the Fool's Gold. It's just like a free little thing. And Wolfheart gives your gnomes a chance to crit, which just makes them do extra damage. I don't think we're gonna buy anything at the moment. I'm gonna first focus on making sure that we have 2 gnomes instead of 1. So because this is kind of a fun little situation here, we can also think about where we're gonna put these houses to sort of force the goblins to walk in a specific way. Now, I think if we just shut this off, this sort of gives us the start of an interesting pathing situation. So I think I will put this house over here. Then we're going to put 1 gnome over here. And then we do still have 5 gold. Let's look at the shop again. So if we get the Fool's Gold now, it'll just give us 1 gold per turn, which is not that exciting. We're not really relying that much on sunflowers anymore, so we're not going to go for the sun. I think the wolf heart could be interesting for us later on. So maybe we'll go for the wolf heart. You also don't have to buy stuff. I just always am like, oh, but if I don't buy it, then what will happen? Oh, look, here's a wizard gnome. So this is one of the more exciting gnomes you can get. Obviously, we can't afford it now. But look at that. So the red dot over there, can I mouse over it? No. The red dot over there is the gnome itself, and then it attacks in a 3x3 sort of square with a lot of damage, but a pretty slow attack rate. It's a very, very exciting gnome. Obviously can't take care of entire waves by themselves because they've got a pretty slow attack. So especially something like the baby goblins, they'll be able to avoid it. It's a very, very fun gnome either way. Okay, let's go. So you can see that our front gnome kind of got rid of most of them, but the back gnome just got rid of some stragglers, which was nice. Okay, so here we have the lumberjack goblins. Now these you can see have 4 hit points. So I do there's all sorts of strategies, and there's people who play this game really, really well. I am not one of them. But you have different strategies, and for me, one of the things that I like to do is sort of think about, this is a very simple thing, is the damage, if you're going to follow this route, does it add up to the hit points of this? And obviously here it doesn't, because we've got 2 damage, 1 damage. So I want to add another one. Now, in most cases, you can position your gnomes in a way that they get 2 hits at a person. And that's part of the strategy, is you don't want to just be like, well, I'm just going to put my gnome anywhere on the line. Sometimes you want to sort of create a certain path where your gnome is going to get multiple hits in. But right now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. So you can see here, these are lumberjack goblins, so they don't care about trees. They're going to go straight through the trees. And if we move our gnome here, they're actually going to go through our lotus as well. We don't want that, so this one has to stay there. We could, though, put a house down instead and move that one somewhere else. But I'm thinking, because these are going to open things up for us here, why don't we just put this house here, and then we can do this, and the wolf heart still works on our gnomes as well, because they're gonna have, they're not nearby any other gnomes. Nearby just means like around them, right? And then the other bonus thing is here, these goblins are gonna get whittled down by this one, but killed by these. So these 2 are gonna be getting the bulk of the XP, which is really nice because we want them to level as well. And we still have 2 gold. I'm gonna put a yam up here just so that it multiplies and spreads. We get a little bit more bonus gold. And see, this one actually is killing everything. Okay, well, never mind then. The knife gnomes have a really fast strike, so I guess just putting it at the corner where, you know, we put it in a corner like this, it was able to hit them here and here. So honestly, that worked out pretty well. Now here, it would be a good thing if we had some kind of AoE. There are some AoE gnomes. The spear gnome, I think, does hit 2 things at once, but it's not really what we're looking for. There's some really cool gnomes you can get later on. Tulsi. It's an uncommon crop. Gain 1 when planted. 1 reroll. Oh, banish. Foxglove. Health potion immediately restore. No, we don't need anything here. We do have a free reroll because of the dice that we start. Ooh, I love the archer gnome. The archer gnome is a favorite of mine. I love archery in general. Now, do we need it? I don't think so, but it could be fun. Let's get it just so that we showcase it. And then I'm also going to get a hedge, because hedge is very useful. And what are you? Gnomes get +1 damage per other unlocked gnome type. You know what? That's 1 free damage for all our gnomes currently. I think let's go for it. So the bamboo is also really interesting. We just went on a bit of a shopping spree. That's a bit silly what we just did, but you know, it's fine. The bamboo is really cool because the bamboo is essentially just a tree that spreads each day, so it can get really out of control. I do not recommend getting the bamboo unless you're ready to roll the dice, because the you know, it'll change people's pathing, and sometimes it'll change it in a way that you won't be very happy with. So we got to make sure that these goblins are not going over our crops. And that actually, I don't like what they're doing here. I mean, we could just kill them and then they won't go over our crops. We want them to walk. We want our knife gnomes to be placed at corners where they can hit multiples at the same time. And this one will just be placed here because they're creating a little thingy. But now everybody has 2 damage instead of 1. This one has 3 damage. So I'm hoping that this will be fine. I think this one's actually going to get a lot of kills. Let's take a look. And worst case scenario, we lose our sunflower and the yams are going to regrow anyway. I mean, I guess we also take some damage, but at least we're not going to die. Yeah, see, insta kills, level up. This one will also level up, hopefully. There we go. There we go. Nice. All right, so taking another look. Wolf claw. We have the wolf heart. Now we have the wolf claw. So this makes them even faster. A tree, which blocks enemies and gives us a banish. Hammer, which fixes us up. The shop is +1 item. Kind of interested in the wolf claw, because if we're wolfing it up with the heart, we might as well wolf it up with the claw. So that's kind of fun. Let's go with that. Ooh, what's that? The kilt. This is for a solo gnome run. Damage, cooldown, improvement if you only have 1 gnome. So you have your solo gnome and they're just going wild. Can reroll again. Piggy bank. Piggy bank is also nice. Now, we do have a limited number of turns, so it's kind of a good idea to check, like, am I gonna need this? And I guess it doesn't hurt. You know, as long as we have it for 2 days, then it's fine. It's gonna pay for itself. And there is a limited amount of relic slots that you can have. So that's something to consider, but I think this is fine. Next, what are you? Banish this and gain a random upgrade. Ooh. I do like playing with fire. I do like playing with fire. Bunk beds is nice. This gives a more population per house. Manure is basically just a placeable. Do we want to get a mystery box? I feel like you watching would probably say, yes, get it. Because I know you. You're an agent of chaos. Let's see what the mystery box is going to give us. Oh, I didn't want that. But you know what? That's fine. That's a tavern. Houses near taverns make +1 per day. Doesn't stack. So this means that if we place it over here, we're going to get some extra gold. I guess we could do that. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Let's go for that. Why not? Cool. But I think right now we should focus on killing these babies, which, you know, in many contexts, that is a concerning statement. But in this one, it's just how it is. And I hope this is fine. I want them to all go that way. And there's 1 corner here, 1 corner here. I think it'll be fine. Let's just give it a try. Oh. Babies got sliced. YouTube, do not take this out of context. Okay, so we could make some extra money by just putting this tavern here. Do we want that? Let's first make sure that we know what we're doing. So these are beefy goblins. These are a little bit slower, I think. 3 of them, no defense, and 8 hit points. Now we are doing 3 damage per hit. And if we just position our boys... Oh, this is also a thing. If they walk through swamp tiles, as you see up here, they actually get slower. So if you have something that's like a wizard up here or something, that's a really good combo. So that's just something to consider. We could put this one here and maybe he'll get to hit them multiple times. And I'll put one here. I think this will probably be fine. Let's check the store. Gnomes use less population but gain less XP. That is interesting because you basically don't have to worry about houses, but it won't work for us right now. Add a random item to the build menu each day. Just like add it forever or just a different shift every day? Gnomes +2 per day when adjacent to trees. So you saw the chanterelle earlier. I didn't comment on it. The chanterelle gives them bonus damage if they're next to trees. This gives them more gold if they're next to trees. In the forest map, which is where we're at, these are very good relics because you're basically always next to a tree, you know? Everyone's next to a tree. Should we get this? It will pay for itself immediately. This one's next to a tree. Yeah. Okay, we'll get it. I'm getting a little bit wild. Ooh, that's very fun. A barrel is like a hedge, but it can be moved. It costs, you know, basically twice as much as a hedge, but that's neither here nor there. That's very fun though. Do we want the barrel? The barrel could be fun, because then we could sort of, you know, you could just wall this off and be like, no, don't touch my stuff. I think we're fine though. Let's just put this tavern somewhere, and where we're gonna put it is right here. It's wild and out time over at the Gnome Lands. See, if we wanted to, we could always just like hedge. And then a house here. Or, I mean, you don't even have to put a house here because they're not going to path through there. And that'll force them to go all the way around. But for now, I will put a yam here. There we go. Let's see if we've done something good. Yeah, these are super slow. They're going to get stabbed twice, 3 times even, by one gnome. Not a chance. Not a chance. This is also a pretty easy, you know, like setting. So for now, we're not struggling that much. So this is another mushroom. There's like a mushroom. Mushrooms can harmonize with each other. And essentially, like the more mushrooms you have, you can sort of build up on those bonuses, which is pretty cool. We've already seen rice. We could banish rice. We don't want it. So it will show up fewer times. Fishing hook. Gnomes when adjacent to swamp give more stuff. Bone chimes gain money each time a banish is used. We don't really need any of this. We could buy a relic slot. Let's just take a look. Let's take a little bit of a look at what's happening even. So now we have a bunch of houses. What I'm going to do here is I am going to put this hedge down. There we go. That could be a house instead of a hedge as well, but it's fine. So now these are forced to go around, except for the lumberjack goblins, which are going to cut down that tree. And so we kind of want to make sure that they do not get to there, because that tree, we love that tree. And there are babies, there are beefsters, there's a little bit of everyone. I would say we can maybe force them to go even further around. Does this count as a tree? It does not. Okay, so we put a hedge over here, and that will force them to take an even further way around. We'll put our other gnome here, and we could put this one here. And then, if you're really curious, let's put up a archer gnome. Just because I've promised the archer gnome and then I didn't deliver on the archer gnome, you know? It's time. Now, I'm gonna put this house somewhere near this tavern. Again, we could have just put it there instead of that hedge, which, you know, that's on me. We're just gonna put it over there. And we are going to put an archer gnome down. So the archer gnome is really cool because they shoot everybody in that line. They don't just shoot the first person in the line, they shoot everyone. And so they're really, really cool at clearing something. If you put them at the end, let's say you have like a long straight line, especially if it's a swamp line, very nice because they can get a lot of shots at those incoming people. And of course their damage is boosted because we have that relic that does that. Now we have 9 gold, which is just enough to put a lotus on there. Perfect. Let's go. And already leveled up. Amazing. Get stabbed. Wonderful. A good supply of gold too. My beautiful yams. Oh no. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening here. So, I also sometimes like to just collect my my gnomes and just put them like this so that I can see them. Whoa, that is a lot of fertile area. What if we just do this? And then just let that grow. Okay, so we've got our big goblin tents. 3 of them. And maybe we want to push them here to go down. So that one's already going to slice them a little bit. We can have another slicer here. Maybe we put... Ooh, that complicates things. Wait a second. It doesn't have to. We could do this. This really front loads everything. I like to usually have a sort of ordered entry at home. But you know... Can't have it all. And I think, honestly, this is mostly fine. We could lead them through the lotuses like this, just for future reference, but honestly, I think all of this is okay. The only problem is that these two are not adjacent to trees, so they're not giving us that extra gold. Ooh, interesting. We could split them if we wanted to. Could we completely redirect them? Let's pretend that all of these are hedges. Oh, actually, we don't have to pretend. There is the undo. I often forget about the undo, but actually, if you check this out, we just see what we've done, and we say, well, you know, I prefer this, or I don't prefer this. You can just undo it. Honestly, I think what we've set up here was probably good enough to not have to worry about it, but now I am kind of curious about that other setup, if we just force them to go down as well. It's fine. We'll go with this. Let's look at our purchases. Just a diamond. Gnomes get more damage. We don't have the money for it, but it would be nice. Why don't we have the money for it? Oh, we just placed a yam. Oh, it still wasn't enough. I wish we could just lock it so that it would not reroll next time. Is that how it works? Maybe it does. The lock is a new thing, and I'm not sure that garden hose turns ground into swamp. Property deed. Gnomes get +1 damage per nearby house. So that's fun if you do a lot of houses. Hammer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good, good. I think we're fine. I think let's just save up our money, save up our gnomes. Let's see how this goes. Maybe this is the end of us. We shall see. What's that? Oh, we shall see. So this one's just, yeah, no way. No way that these guys would do anything. Okay, now there's a lot going on. So again, we're gonna recall our army. Come home to me. And again, I'm wondering if we should just start forcing them to go all the way around. Okay, we could get this diamond. Sawmill. Sawmills are nice in this map as well. Of course, we already have enough gold and we're kind of late in the game, so I don't think we're gonna go for sawmills now. But a sawmill gives you 1 gold per day per adjacent tree, so it costs 9. But if you put it, for example, in here, like, we'll just use a house as an example. In here, that's 4 trees that are adjacent, so it gives you +4 per turn. So in 3 turns, it'll pay for itself. There's room for it here, there's room for it here, there's room for it here. So sawmills are really nice on this map, but usually gold producing stuff I wouldn't get this late in the game. I think we'll just get this diamond. Give me the diamond. Ooh, huckleberries. Cost as much as a yam, does not spread, but doesn't need fertile, so you could just put them anywhere, which is pretty fun. Okay, let's just try what happens if we do this. Yeah, that's what I thought happens. They go all the way around, and then we could even... No, that doesn't force them. I was kind of hoping that we could force them to go further down, but because these are not lumberjack goblins, they will not be lumberjacking for us. Okay, well then. We're gonna eat some of our yams, but that's okay with me. I think the yams will regrow. The yams are not that precious anyway. I think that's one of the nice things about like things that just regrow. They'll regrow. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, now we do have those wolf thingies, so we don't want our gnomes to be too close together. Oh, I forgot there's babies down here as well. Okay, good that we noticed those. I think these two should be able to take care of these small babies. Yeah, this looks okay. This looks fine by me. We've got one over here, one over here. This one's gonna shoot a lot of them, I think. I think this one's gonna be very efficient. All right, let's go ahead and give it a shot. I guess a nice thing is though, when you do have a lot of gold, you can kind of do the mental math of like, okay, if I place this here, this costs 9 gold and it's gonna spread in 1 turn. And then it's gonna be 4 more days after that, because it'll be day 12. Is it gonna pay for itself? Barely, so we're not gonna place that there. But is there any other place where it makes sense for me to put something down? You know, that kind of thing. And I don't think there is right now. We could put a house down. Put a house down here. Or here. Yeah, we could just focus on the houses around here. And just in case, we could always put an archer gnome here. I'm going to put them here so that they're next to the trees for that extra gold per turn. And I think that's it. Let's go. Yeah, maybe this one's even gonna... Nope, no leveling. Look at that beautiful... The archer gnomes, when you position them right, they're truly doing a lot of stuff. Now, these are armored. There is a relic that lets you get through armor, which is very, very good. If you see that relic, get it. A landmine. Whoa, that's fun. Let's see if we can find that relic. We do have a lot of gold. We could just re-roll a bunch of time. Yams can grow in regular soil. That's fun. We're just gonna have yams everywhere. I kind of want to do that. Should we do that? There's just gonna be, it's gonna be Yamageddon. It's gonna be Yamageddon. Okay, but let me explain the armored goblins. So 33% armored means there is a 33% chance that this goblin is not gonna take any damage. And this is usually the goblins that get me. So I think I'm gonna go for the Yamageddon because that's fun. Oh, no slots available, right. How dare you. And then let's just make the route first. So we've got these goblins coming down. We could put an archer here. We could also put an archer here for maximum hits. And they even will get some hits down when they pass them. And then, do you guys consider each other adjacent here? Is it nearby or adjacent? Nearby. Okay, so that's a useful thing to know. Nearby is this. Adjacent is this. So nearby is the diagonal tiles as well. So when you have a bonus that says nearby, just keep that in mind. Because this goblin here and this goblin... gnome. These are not goblins. Hate crime. They are essentially taking each other's bonuses away now. That wolf heart bonus. So maybe we put them like this. So that they're still... No, you know what? I'll put them like... No. It is better that this one is in the corner. Meanwhile, this one is a level 1 archer, so their opinion doesn't matter. This is kind of, I think, the best we could do. We could put down another gnome, another knife gnome at another corner somewhere. But I'm also interested in just re-rolling for that chance of the relic that lets us damage. Ooh, wolf mantle. That's also fun. Let's just go for it. Why not? And I'll do another reroll for the heck of it. Archer gnomes get... Ooh. Gnomes have +5. First crit kill gives 1 banish. Oh, look at that. Oh. Have all 3 wolf items at time. We got an achievement. Nice. We got an achievement, everyone. Quiver seems fun too. Anyway, let's just hope that we can kill him. Let's see. Did you just do 10 damage? I guess it was a crit. Holy okay. Well, I was worried for no reason, turns out. Turns out I was worried for no reason. Okay, now what is this mess? Interesting, you just want to go straight through, huh? Well, I don't think we can allow that. I think we'll do a couple things. So we could just play around with the hedges. Let's look at this first. Barrels. Barrels are nice. Okay. The yams are gonna take over everyone. Oh, that's actually... Maybe we need a dynamite. Because you can't place a gnome on a yam. Gotta make sure that we don't play ourselves here. Okay, so I just want to make sure that they do not go where we don't want them to go, which is through this side. I'll put you here. Well, maybe if we just put you here. Where's my other knife boys? They really just want to go through here. I'm gonna see if I can just wall this off in some wild way. Don't go here. You're not allowed. Look at them. They're just trying to... Okay, that's actually... Wait. There we go. Forcing them to go that way. That's a play. They really want to go through my trees. You guys are a pain in the ass. We just have to kill them before they get there. That's the secret. Okay. So, we've got this level 3 archer who absolutely annihilated the ones earlier. And one of the things that you do kind of want to do, or that I like to do, you don't have to do it, I guess, is I like to make sure that the path converges as soon as possible for the goblins so that all of your gnomes can do the maximum amount of damage to everyone. So we've got the lumberjacks going through here, and we could actually just place this archer right here, and lumberjacks have 4 hit points. Archer does 6 damage. We could actually just use a level 2 archer. And maybe they'll kill every single one that's coming in. Let's see. Where are you going? If I put this one here... These guys, they just want to go through the woods. Who do you think you are? I mean, they are mostly just cutting yams, so I don't worry about that too much. So if we put you here, oh, see, then they're not united in one line. How about this? You shoot them here. You are like a contingency plan. They don't kill any crops. That's kind of the best, I think. And we could worry about these guys here. Oh, no, you don't. You go with the other ones. You wanted to go with the other ones before. I'll just put you up there. And you down here. I think this is fine. So you can mouse over each hut if it becomes complicated. So you can see these lumberjacks go there, they get shot by that one. These lumberjacks go there, they get shot by that one. These also go there, get shot by that one. And then if they do get to the end, then we have like a guard, a security guard. Then on this side, these beefy boys go here, they get sliced by that one. Same. Shot by this one, and then sliced by that one. And then there's the security guard. I think this is okay. I think we're good. Now, we can use our reroll and look for that thing that I want. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Moral. Gnomes deal bonus damage but use bonus population. This is kind of... So, the fun thing here is... You can... I'm pretty sure you can just get this and then you just can't place any more gnomes. So if we got this now, our gnomes would need 10 housing, but they wouldn't despawn. So, logically, if you just front load your gnome population and then get this, is basically a free bonus damage if you're not planning on getting any more gnomes. Bagpipes. Oh, Scottish. Killed plus bagpipes. This is another one of those if you only have one gnome. Interesting. Interesting. We're gonna banish the cactus. Cactus is nice though, because it deals damage to enemies that go adjacent, so it's like passive damage. Really fun. We're gonna just banish you. We have a bunch of banishes, so I think that's fair enough. Actually, we only have 3 left. Let's just reroll. Blunderbuss, no. Look at that. Look at that beautiful cone of damage, and it stuns. That's kind of fun. Ooh, first crit kill gives +2 gold. That's also fun. Banish per day. Oh, these are very fun. I don't think we're going to get to place the blunderbuss gnome, but it does look very fun. And a stun is very useful. There are a couple gnomes that have a stun. Destroy nearby trees each day. How rude. Archer gnomes penetrate armor. Okay. We're gonna lock that so that we can get it next time, because we're gonna have the gold next time. That's really, really great. Really, really great. Also that, hold on. Sewer pipe. I did a run, I think it's on YouTube, with sewer pipes. Swamp tiles deal 1 damage. That was wild. I just had all the goblins walk through swamp and they just died passively. It was so great. Highly recommend playing this game. It's so much fun. So many different options. Let's see. So we've got our archer cleaning up the... Yep. Everybody can just perish, you know? Okay. Let's penetrate some armor. So we're gonna buy this and buy that. Wonderful. Archer gnomes penetrate armor is a very, very good. Very good. We don't have to worry about these armored thugs anymore. So, let's put everybody down. Everybody come home. And let's look around a bit. We have 3 armor goblin tents. And honestly, I just want them all to go the same way. If I put you there, no. Okay, that plus that. Then we can have 1 archer here. And, oh, so what was that? You were there. Okay, I have a plan. Hedge. So this should ensure, you know, our archers get nice clean shots. These guys are mostly there to guide the goblins into the positions that we want them. We don't care about the yams being trampled, although there is a relic that you can get that does damage whenever anything of yours is trampled. And there's a relic that refunds things. I don't know if yams consider refunded if they get trampled. There's a lot of synergy. That's the word I was looking for the mushrooms before. There's a lot of synergies between different things. So this game can really spiral. You know what? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna just lock that. Let's re-roll. Dynamite. You know what? I'm getting the dynamite. Gnomes. Oh, knife gnomes have bonus crit. Damn. That's also very fun. Sprinkler. Sprinkler is cute, but it's not amazing. I got the sprinkler in my very first playthrough and I was like, what? But it's not that amazing. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll just see how this goes. I think it should go fine. You can see sometimes they do zeros here, but since the archers now have those bodkin arrows, they don't stand a chance. The enemies do not stand a chance. Now, Kingsguard, they just have more hit points. They're also armored, but they have more hit points. When a crop or weed is trampled, fertilize adjacent tiles. Interesting. Ooh, axe gnome. Sorry, I got excited. Axe gnomes are great. That's I think if you play forest gnomes, the Forester Guild, these are your defaults. They swing in an arc. They hit 3 tiles. They're a bit slower than your knife gnomes, but they hit for 2 at level 1, and they swing in an arc. So it's really, really fun. Let's just keep re-rolling. I want to see if we can get something else that's fun. When a gnome kills a goblin, nearby crops and weeds spread. You can see how there's a lot of things here that if you let them run out of hand, it's wild. It becomes wild. Pickaxe can be fun to destroy stones for money. Tent is a cheaper house that can... Oh, tents can't be moved. It's just a cheaper house but doesn't block enemies. Toilet paper we've already seen. Should we just get this? I don't know. Flail gnome. That's another stunt. Flail gnomes are very fun. And pumpkins are basically like a lotus, but for fertile tiles. I love a pumpkin whenever I can get one. Pumpkins are great. These are great. This is nice. I'm re-rolling a little bit more than I usually would, just because I would love to also show you some more possibilities, you know? Like everything is possible in the land of the gnomes. I don't think we're really dropping that pierce. Goat blocks enemies movable, creates fertile soul. That's so fun. Some of these even I'm not familiar with because I've not seen them. Caravan. Now that's a house. It costs a little bit more, but it can be moved each turn. So caravans are really, really fun as well. Okay, anyway, I think we're good. Let's just lay... Oh, we didn't even do the layout yet. Maybe we should have done that before wasting on all our gold on re-rolls. So I just want to create good pathing to support our archers, because our archers are going to be the ones that are going to be killing here. It doesn't matter if they trample any of this, any of our yams, beautiful yams. But you know what? A little bit of bonus damage here can be fine. And then if we put one of our archers here, they can already do some damage. But then these guys will not get any special treatment. So is there a way for us to kind of have double archer shenanigans here? No. 13 damage, 13 hit points. I'm a little bit worried that these, because they're spawning so close to our home, are gonna get... They're gonna get away with a lot of hitting us. And I don't want that for us. I think we deserve better than that. We could put an archer down there. We could just hire a new archer as well. We have the money. Let's do it. We'll put a house here. Put another archer. This one can live here, and then this one can be here in case anyone gets through. Which, I mean, they're not going to do much. 4 damage, actually, just by itself. Holy smokes. We are... You know what? I'm going to replace you. Maybe this one's going to get some XP. Yeah, I think it's a plan. I think we're doing our best. And that's all that can be expected of us. Let's go. Getting much XP? Yeah, this one's gonna level. Maybe. Yeah, nice. Nice. Very nice. Final round. There we go. It's actually a good idea that we did that because the king is also... Oh, the king isn't armored. I thought the king was also armored. No, but we have the king's guard. That's what always gets me. It's the king's guard that always gets me in the end. Should we try and get the blunderbuss gnome? Yeah, we don't need this ear anymore. Should we just get it? It's expensive, but fun? Question mark? What? Knife gnomes get... Oh, wow. Interesting. So they're faster, but deal way less damage. No. No, not for me. Okay, let's sort out what on earth we're dealing with right now. So they're kind of right in front of our salad here, and I don't like that. But we could try and force them to go around. Will you go around if I do this? Wait, let's see. Yes. Okay. So we're just looking at these. For now, I don't want to be worried about these. So let's just wall them off. Oh, there's no good way to wall these guys off because they are wood critters. Okay. We'll just try and ignore them. So this, these, and this king. That is such a short route for the king. We could do a little up and down instead of this. We could do that. Okay, let's try that. I don't usually go for the up and down shenanigans in this game because I feel like you can always achieve more interesting things if you just... So what am I looking at here? Yeah, it's a little bit of an up and down, but are we getting any benefit from it? We're not really slicing them much. Let's see. If I put you there, you could shoot that a little bit. Put you there, they'll just go through straight. Put you there. I think that still gets them the most shots because they're coming towards them. And he could shoot a couple shots. Now, what are y'all doing? Interesting. Interesting. These are also annoying. Okay, what if we also... Wait. We do have the undo, so... No. It's the final round. So anything goes. There we go. That's a little bit nicer already on that side too. Okay. We've got the kings going like this. The king's guard goes like this. If I put you there and I put you here, this is like the kill zone. Yeah, look at that. I think that's nice. What if we get that blunderbuss gnome in here? Okay, hold on. Let's get Miss Blunderbuss. Hello. Jesus Christ, 7 damage. Wow. And we could put it... Yeah, we could put this gnome here. Wait a second. But let's just think. Before we blow things up, let's think. Put you here. Okay, better idea. Blunderbuss here, knife here. Ooh, now we're talking. And we could do another knife here as well. What? Let's think about this because we also have to deal with these first. These as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kingsguard, lots of Kingsguard. We do have another archer. Archer, knife. And on this side we have archer, knife, blunderbuss. Okay. Kingsguard, lumberjack. So many lumberjacks. More lumberjacks than brains on the enemy team here. You know, I just kind of want you guys to die. Is that rude of me? Okay, perfect. I think if we just put this here. Oh. There, okay. So now they're at least all going down the same route. And honestly, for the lumberjacks, we don't have to worry about them. This one archer is gonna kill all the lumberjacks. I'm sure of it. The Kingsguard, though, I'm a little bit worried about because they are going to... They might survive the archer's shots. So what do we do with that? What do we do about that situation? I think... Honestly... Yes. You could be here, Mr. Backup. What happens here? No, that's too much to look at for me. We could do another blunderbuss somewhere. Okay, hold on. Can I? No, we'd have to put a house down. Again, we do have the undo button, so... If we put the blunderbuss down here... or there... I think that's good, because they can shoot both ways. Ooh, they can shoot both ways. They actually can shoot 3 ways. They could also shoot someone if they get through there. Honestly, I think this is enough. This is fine. If this doesn't work, we did our best. If this doesn't work, we gave it our all, you know? There's nothing we could get. I mean, there is this stuff, but we don't need it. This is it, everyone. The final showdown. Okay, that's looking good. King is dead. And these are all just dying. Look at that blunderbuss. Just blasting everyone. We did it. We did it, Joe. Okay, well done, everyone. This one took a little bit longer than I thought. I just wanted to do a quick showcase of the game. I thought I would do 2 games, actually, but no, we did 1. You get some nice little stats at the end. Lovely, lovely. You can then continue with endless mode and just go for as long as you'd like. What I would like here from the devs is adding a little bit of a, let me save this so that I can continue it in endless mode later, you know? Because I want to do endless mode, but not right now. Okay, and there is a continue. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay, so then once you finish this, you can go on and select another map, and you can unlock more maps. You can unlock, there are all these guilds. Look at it, vampire gnomes, cryomancer gnomes. So there is a lot. There's a lot to discover. There's a lot to do. There's lumberjacks. There's rangers. There's all sorts of stuff. See, you can see the axe gnomes here, the bow gnomes here. I love this game. This is truly one of the best tower defense games out there right now. And it's also extremely affordable, so go get it. This is not a sponsored video, but go check out. I'll put the Steam link in the description. Also, if you'd like to see more Gnomes content, I've made a couple more Gnomes videos during the demo and the early access, so those are on my channel. And I've also had tower defense weeks sometimes where we look at different tower defense games. This is the best one of the year. This is 100% the best one of the year. So if you're interested in any of that, go check all of that out. And I'm like excited. I'm so excited about this game. Again, not sponsored. Just go check it out and support them. Really cool devs, really cool stuff. And if you would like to support me, also make sure to tell your friends about this video, share it with everybody, make sure to comment, and you can also come say hi at twitch.tv/lulling, where I stream games 5 times a week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. This was a little bit of a longer one than expected, but I hope that you had a good one. And I will see you around. Have a nice rest of your life. Stay solidary. Goodbye.